Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next hour. BJP-led National Democratic Alliance wins world's largest elections with 292 seats. Opposition alliance India bags 233 seats in India's parliamentary election. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails people's verdict, calls the third consecutive term for any government in 6 decades a historical feat in India's history. NDA romps home in Odisha and Andhra Pradesh state polls also. Prime Minister hits the ground running, sets the tone for the third term of NDA, assures that economic reforms will continue unabated. World leaders congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his party on winning the 2024 general election for the third time in a row. United States President Biden imposes sweeping asylum ban at U.S Mexico border, a major enforcement move in the run-up to the November elections. Well, on to the details now. The Bharatiya Janata Party-led National Democratic Alliance, or the NDA, is ready to serve the nation for a third consecutive term with a historic win in the general elections. BJP-led NDA won 292 seats, while the Indie Alliance got 233 seats. 18 seats went to others. A party or a coalition needs at least 272 of the 543 seats to be in power at the centre. Counting of votes was held on Tuesday for 542 seats, while BJP has already won Surat constituency unopposed. And after achieving resounding victory in general elections, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed confidence that NDA will form the government for a third consecutive term and said that it will take big decisions in third term while striking hard against corruption. He was addressing his party workers at the BJP headquarters in New Delhi yesterday.
डिजिटल इंडिया और टेक्नोलॉजी ने करप्शन के अनेक रास्ते बंद किए हैं, लेकिन ये भी सच है कि करप्शन के खिलाफ लड़ाई दिनों दिन कठिन हो रही है। राजनीतिक स्वार्थ के लिए जब करप्शन का महिमा मंडन शुरू हो जाए और इसमें निर्लज्जता की सारी हदें पार हो जाएं, तब करप्शन को बहुत ताकत मिल जाती है। इसलिए तीसरे कार्यकाल में एनडीए सरकार का बहुत ज्यादा जोर हर तरह के करप्शन को जड़ से उखाड़ फेंकने का होगा।
Prime Minister thanked his fellow countrymen and Election Commission of India for the successful elections in the world's largest democracy. While thanking BJP workers for their sweat and hard work, PM said this inspires him to work for the country. And many big decisions will be taken in his third term.
मैं देश के कोने कोने में उपस्थित बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ताओं को कहूंगा, आपकी मेहनत मोदी को निरंतर काम करने की प्रेरणा देता है। हम भारतीय मिलकर चलेंगे, देश को आगे बढ़ाएंगे। तीसरे कार्यकाल में देश बड़े फैसलों का एक नया अध्याय लिखेगा और ये मोदी की गारंटी है।
Also, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed party workers at the Bharatiya Janata Party headquarters after NDA won in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Talking about the next era, the Prime Minister said that India will emerge as the third largest economy.
आने वाला समय ग्रीन एरा है, हरित युग का है। आज भी हमारी सरकार की नीतियां प्रगति, प्रकृति और संस्कृति के समागम की है। हम ग्रीन इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन पर निवेश बढ़ाएंगे। ग्रीन एनर्जी हो या फिर ग्रीन मोबिलिटी, हम भारत को सबसे आगे ले जाएंगे। भारत को दुनिया की तीसरी बड़ी इकोनॉमी बनाने के लिए एनडीए सरकार पूरी शक्ति से काम करेगी।
And for more on election results, DD India correspondent Aditya Srivastav joins us from Bhopal. Well, good morning, Aditya. BJP has clean swept the heart of India, that is Madhya Pradesh, for the third time as it faced Congress in the direct battle for the state's 29 seats. How do you see it affecting the political landscape now?
Yes, Lepakshi, you are right. BJP has clean sweep. As we know, since last seven elections, MP is a stronghold state of Bharatiya Janata Party from last seven elections. Last three elections, if we talk about, there are 29, 27 to 28 seats are gone to the Bharatiya Janata Party, and 2 or 1 seat gone to the Congress. But this time, all 29 seats are won by the BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party. All stalwarts of Bharatiya Janata Party made a record in this election. More than 12 candidates who got a 3.5 lakh margin in this election from Bharatiya Janata Party, and around 4 candidates who got less margin, less than the 1 lakh. But BJP says this is the Modi magic. This is Modi magic, and this result goes to the schemes of Bharatiya Janata Party government for last double engine government also. Last 2 tenure of NDA government with the lead of the Narendra Modi, and also the state government also play a major role for implementing these schemes in Madhya Pradesh. But yes, there is a very challenging election for Congress also. All stalwarts of Congress lost this election, especially Digvijay Singh, Kantilal Bhuria. These are the big faces of Congress. They did not win this election in this time.
All right. Also, Aditya, while BJP's Shankar Lalwani also won from Indore seat, if we talk about Indore, more than 2 lakh votes were polled on Nota in Indore. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, as we know that there is no Congress candidate in Indore, so that Shankar Lalwani got a more than 11 lakh margin in Indore. But the special thing is that the Chhindwara seat, where the Congress hold seat Chhindwara, but this time BJP candidate Vivek Bhatti Sahu got a 1 lakh 15 to 20,000 margin at this seat. So Chhindwara seat is also a prestigious seat for this election in Madhya Pradesh. BJP got this seat after the the independence, so that BJP is also enthusiastic for one more star added on this the victory.
All right. Thank you so much, Aditya, for all that update from there. And world leaders congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his party on winning the 2024 general election for the third time in a row. Maldives President congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP and BJP-led NDA on the success in the 2024 Indian general election for the third consecutive term. He said, and I quote, "I look forward to working together to advance and share our interest in pursuit of shared prosperity and stability for our two countries." Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe congratulated Prime Minister Modi and expressed a desire to work closely with him. Nepal Prime Minister Prachanda congratulated Prime Minister Modi on the electoral success of his party-led alliance, expressed happiness over the completion of the world's largest democratic exercise. Moreover, Bhutan's Prime Minister Shering Tobgay also congratulated Modi and NDA for the historic third consecutive win. He expressed eagerness to work closely to further strengthen the relations between the two countries. Also, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi for winning a third term in office. She expressed her commitment to work closely with the Indian government to strengthen the relationship between Italy and India. And Denmark's ambassador to India, Freddie Swaney, congratulated Prime Minister Modi for historic victory in general elections.
I see this as a very strong victory for the Indian democracy. Democracy of India stands stronger than ever. The voters have spoken. We have had very, very good 10 years with Honorable Prime Minister Modi, and now he is in his third term. And our relationship will just evolve along the already agreed lines. We have the Green Strategic Partnership, so we'll just move ahead with that.
And still to come on DD India News Hour. BJP makes major gains in the Odisha legislative election, crosses the halfway mark in the State Assembly. We'll show you how sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik congratulated the PM in his unique way. And amidst Delhi water crisis, Yamuna River Board to meet urgently to address it on an urgent level.
Voice of a rising aspirational world. Stories of challenges, struggles and accomplishment. A world battling conflict, hunger and poverty. Embracing growth, development, science and technology. A voice of progress, a voice of unity. Watch Voice of the Global South with me, Akshay Dongre, only on DD India.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked, we just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Now. Lepakshi Khuranan. Moving on, opposition India Alliance won 233 seats in general elections. Humbly accepting the public opinion, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge on Tuesday stated that the results of general election are the victory of democracy.
ये जो रिजल्ट है जनता की रिजल्ट है और ये जनता की जीत है और लोकतंत्र की जीत है.
While addressing a press conference, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi also emphasized on how the people of India will stand together and fight for their constitution. Ironically, this proclamation came at a time when his own party has often been accused of internal rifts and factionalism. Listen in.
हिंदुस्तान की जनता अपने संविधान के लिए एक साथ खड़ी होकर लड़ जाएगी और यह सच साबित हुआ. मुझ में भरोसा था और मैं हिंदुस्तान की जनता से दिल से धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं. आपने संविधान को बचाने का पहला और सबसे बड़ा कदम ले लिया है.
Well, Dr. Dayashankar Mishra, State Minister UP BJP, expressed immense delight on BJP's hat-trick in an exclusive conversation with Deepika. Our correspondent Deepika Mehto spoke with him amid victory celebrations.
ये हैट्रिक है, काशी के लिए बहुत ही गौरव का दिन है और वो लगातार काशी से तीसरी बार सांसद बने हैं और लगातार देश के तीसरी बार प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे. काशी के लोग खुश हैं और उसी खुशियों का इजहार करने के लिए सारे लोग सड़कों पर उतरे हैं. काशी ने सदैव अपने सांसद, जिनको अपना सांसद चुना है, देश के वो प्रधानमंत्री बनते हैं. तो ये हैट्रिक है और हम सभी काशीवासी बहुत खुश हैं.
Well, the general election results have several significant victories and upsets across various constituencies. Take a look at the biggest winners and notable losses in the elections 2024. Big winners in general election 2024, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has successfully retained his Varanasi constituency in Uttar Pradesh, defeating Congress candidate Ajay Rai. Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister, triumphed in Gandhinagar against Congress Sonam Ranambhai Patel by 7,44,716 votes, the second highest victory margin in Gujarat. Rajnath Singh, the Defence Minister, secured the Lucknow seat for the third consecutive term, overcoming Samajwadi Party candidate Ravidas Mehrotra. Well, Kangana Ranaut made a remarkable political debut, contesting on a BJP ticket from Mandi, Himachal Pradesh. She won against Congress candidate Vikramaditya Singh. Rahul Gandhi recorded a major victory in Rai Bareli, defeating BJP's Dinesh Pratap. He also won Wayanad seat over his nearest rival Ani Raja of the CPI. KL Sharma of Congress clinched the Amethi seat by defeating the incumbent MP and Union Minister Smriti Irani. Notably, Smriti Irani has defeated Rahul Gandhi from this seat in 2019 election. Shashi Tharoor retained his Thiruvananthapuram seat in Kerala for a record fourth term, defeating BJP's Rajiv Chandrasekhar. And DD India's correspondent Debyendu Mondal joins us from Delhi for more on election results. Well, Debyendu, after Tuesday's results, NDA crossed the magic number and India Alliance also gave a tough fight. How do you see the political dynamics shaping up in the road ahead from today onwards?
Lepakshi, this is a time when the BJP also could not secure a thumping majority, which is the magic figure, in fact, which is the 272. But despite that, the NDA for the third consecutive term is going to come to power and stake claim to form the third, the third NDA government in a short while from now, maybe by tomorrow or by today evening. You could see the Prime Minister going to the President's house and staking claim to form the third NDA government. Of course, this election has come with many shocks, many surprises. We also showed to our viewers the notable winners and some notable losers who lost the elections. One such being Smriti Irani losing the election from Amethi. It was pretty confident that she would win the election. But of course, as you asked, what would be the road ahead? The road for the NDA government would not be the same as it was in the last term, also because of the fact that it has to take into consideration its NDA ally partners, the two major of them being the TDP as well as Nitish Kumar's JDU, which has 26 and 22 seats respectively. There are other partners in the alliance, including Chirag Paswan's LJP, the JDS from Karnataka, and other the Jitan Ram Manjhi from Bihar, as well as other smaller partners from different parts of the country. So, of course, it will be a coalition government that will be coming to power in the next couple of days. There are a lot of permutation combinations that will be carried out and worked out by both the BJP and the NDA alliance partners. What we are given to understand is that there is perhaps a likelihood of a meeting with all the NDA partners and the BJP, including the Prime Minister, the BJP National President, JP Nadda, Amit Shah, as well as Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. All will be present in that meeting. I'm also given to understand from my sources that all the elected members of Parliament of the BJP have been asked to come to Delhi. They are perhaps flying down to Delhi by today afternoon, today evening. They will all be in Delhi. All meetings will be held. The road to the NDA government's common minimum program will also be worked out. And a lot of political developments expected over the next couple of days before the new government is sworn in.
Right. Debindu, also, as we know, after resounding victory yesterday, Prime Minister Modi congratulated the nation and the party workers, and he also spoke about being heavy on corruption. And as you told us that there is a cabinet meeting also today, what all can transpire there?
Well, Lipakshi, this particular cabinet meeting, it will of course not be about any policy decision because this is an outgoing government. What the cabinet meeting perhaps will be passing a resolution is that it will dissolve the new government. It will dissolve the previous government and all the cabinet ministers will be asked to resign. The Prime Minister will also resign. He will then after go to the President's house to stake claim for the new government. This is perhaps would be the agenda of the cabinet meeting today because a new government has been elected. So therefore, the sitting cabinet has to resign along with the Prime Minister and then stake claim. This cabinet meeting is only for that. There will of course not be a policy decision because this is an outgoing government.
Right.
So after which once the new government is sworn in, once the President gives her assent and invites the new government to take stake claim and then be sworn in. What we also understand is that the swearing-in ceremony will, of course, be somewhere between the 8th or 9th of this month itself. In fact, within this week itself is what we are given to understand.
Right.
And a lot of permutation, as I said, will be worked out. Cabinet portfolios will be decided by the Prime Minister as well as his alliance partners now. Because, a lot of negotiations will also undertake. We'll see a lot of political developments. Back to you.
Of course. Thank you so much, Debindu, for that update from there. And moving on, in southern India's Andhra Pradesh, the Telugu Desam party led by Chandrababu Naidu achieved a decisive victory on Tuesday in the state assembly elections held concurrently with India's parliamentary election. Naidu is poised to become the state chief minister for the 4th time. Here's a report.
Celebrations began at Telugu Desam Party offices across Andhra Pradesh on Tuesday as the party chief Chandrababu Naidu is well set to make a comeback as the chief minister. The party has contested polls in alliance with Janasena and Bharatiya Janata Party. The TDP-led coalition surpassed 150 seats in 175 assembly constituencies. With a commanding lead at over 130 assembly constituencies, the TDP is poised to form the government.
It's a landslide victory for the Telugu people.
and also our party in Andhra Pradesh, the people has given one-sided victory to the Telugu Desam and has given a mandate against the unruly mob and unruly destruction made by Jagan Mohan Reddy.
Party announced that Naidu will take oath as the Chief Minister on June 9. Additionally, the TDP allies, the Janasena party led by actor-politician Pawan Kalyan, got 21 seats in their kitty, with the BJP gaining victory in 8 seats. Incumbent YSR Congress party could only manage to reach 10 seats. Andhra Pradesh went to polls to elect the 175-member state assembly besides 25 Lok Sabha seats in the general elections in a single phase on May 13th. Bureau Report, DD India.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also thanked the people of Andhra Pradesh for the exceptional mandate to National Democratic Alliance. PM also congratulated Chandrababu Naidu and Pawan Kalyan Garu for the victory. Taking to social media platform X, PM wrote, and I quote, Andhra Pradesh has given an exceptional mandate to NDA. I thank the people of the state for their blessings. I congratulate N. Chandrababu Naidu Garu, Pawan Kalyan Garu and the workers of Telugu Desam Party, Janasena Party and BJP Andhra for this emphatic victory. We will work for the all-round progress of Andhra Pradesh and ensure the state prospers in the times to come, unquote. And in Odisha's assembly election, the Bharatiya Janata Party crossed the halfway mark, leading to a tidal change unseen for years. With staggering numbers and a shift in the power tide, the Biju Janata Dal faces a daunting ride and shrinks down to 49 from 113. Take a look.
The Bharatiya Janata Party is poised to become the largest party in Odisha's assembly elections, signalling a significant shift in the state's political landscape. The result indicates that the BJP is set to secure a majority in the state assembly, ousting the ruling Biju Janata Dal and potentially altering the leadership in the state after nearly a quarter century.
उड़ीसा में लोग ये जो सरकार यहाँ चल रहा है इससे त्रस्त थे, इससे मुक्ति पाना चाहते थे और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता जी जान लगा के उड़ीसा में काम किए हैं। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का उड़ीसा आना, हर एरिया को दौरा करना आज ये रंग लाने की स्थिति में आके पहुंचा हुआ है।
BJP has crossed the halfway mark in Odisha. The Biju Janata Dal is at 49 seats, down from 113. Congress leads over a dozen seats. Odisha has in total 147 assembly constituencies. The potential shift in power holds profound implications, particularly for Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik, who has held office since 2000.
Well, as the BJP won 48 seats and is leading in 30 of the 147-seat assembly constituency in India's Odisha, Prime Minister Narendra Modi thanked the people of the state. He wrote on social media platform X, and I quote, "Thank you, Odisha. It's a resounding victory for good governance and celebrating Odisha's unique culture. BJP will leave no stone unturned in fulfilling the dreams of people and taking Odisha to new heights of progress. I'm very proud of all our hard-working party karyakartas for their efforts," unquote. And following Prime Minister Narendra Modi's election to the office for a third term, sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik congratulated the Prime Minister in his unique way. He created a sand art at Odisha's Puri which says, "Congratulations, Modi ji." And now let's take a look at other stories making news today. As the Delhi water crisis continues, the Upper Yamuna River Board will hold an emergency meeting of all stakeholder states today. The Supreme Court had directed the board to have a meeting on Monday. The Delhi government has said that the additional water supply is necessary in the National Capital Territory. Parents of the 17-year-old accused in the Porsche crash in Pune are scheduled to be in police custody till today. The duo was remanded in a case pertaining to destruction of evidence. The probe is investigating their alleged role in tampering with the blood sample of the minor following the accident which left 2 people dead. The Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation is going to initiate a 10% cut in Mumbai's water supply today. The cut has been announced following a reduction in the water stock in dams and lakes. Earlier, a 5% water cut was announced in some regions. And still to come on DD India News Now. U.S. House passes bill to sanction International Criminal Court over its prosecutor's decision to seek arrest warrants for Israeli officials on Gaza conflict. NASA Boeing to make third attempt to launch a Starliner into low Earth orbit on its groundbreaking first crewed mission. And new banknotes in the UK feature King Charles on British currency. Welcome back. You're watching DD India News. I'm Lipakshi Khurana and time now for a quick recap of the headlines. BJP-led National Democratic Alliance wins world's largest elections with 292 seats. Opposition Alliance India bags 233 seats in India's parliamentary election. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails people's verdict, calls the third consecutive term for any government in 6 decades a historical feat in India's history. NDA romps home in Odisha and Andhra Pradesh state polls also. Prime Minister hits the ground running, sets the tone for the third term of NDA, assures that economic reforms will continue unabated. World leaders congratulate Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his party on winning the 2024 general election for the 3rd time in a row. United States President Biden imposes sweeping asylum ban and U.S. Mexico border, a major enforcement move in the run-up to the November elections. And moving on, U.S. President Joe Biden announced new restrictions on Tuesday to deny the chance to claim asylum to migrants caught illegally crossing the U.S. Mexico border, who could be quickly deported or turned back to Mexico. The new measures will take effect immediately and will have exceptions for unaccompanied children, people who face serious medical or safety threats, and victims of trafficking. Biden, a Democrat, has toughened his approach to border security as immigration has emerged as a top issue for Americans in the run-up to November 5th elections, where he will face Republican Donald Trump, who has vowed a wide-ranging crackdown if re-elected. And the Republican-led U.S. House of Representatives passed a legislation that would impose sanctions on the International Criminal Court over its prosecutor's decision to seek arrest warrants for Israeli officials on Gaza conflict. The vote was 247 to 155, with 42 Democrats joining Republicans in backing the measure. The legislation would impose sanctions on people involved in ICC prosecutions of Americans or citizens of U.S. allies that are not ICC members, including Israel. The legislation would impose sanctions on people involved in ICC prosecutions of Americans or citizens of U.S. allies that are not ICC members, including Israel. It also would block such ICC officials' entry to the United States, revoke any U.S. visas and restrict them from U.S. property transactions. The White House last month criticized the ICC's decision to seek the warrants. And White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said that U.S. will not send military trainers to Ukraine. Sullivan, in a media briefing on Tuesday, said the U.S. president will meet Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky during his visit to France. He told reporters that the United States is not planning to send U.S. military trainers to Ukraine. Sullivan, however, said the U.S. will continue supplying weapons to Ukraine as it needs more air defenses against Russian attacks. And in a first debate, just weeks before a general election, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Labour challenger Keir Starmer went head-to-head on Tuesday over how to boost Britain's economy, with the PM accusing the opposition party of wanting to increase taxes if it wins power at the 4th July election. Both Sunak, a Conservative, and Starmer stuck to their campaign lines in their first debate. Opinion polls suggest Labour is set to win, with Sunak saying only he had a plan to spur Britain's paltry economic growth, and Starmer portraying the Conservatives as presiding over 14 years of economic chaos. In a heated debate, a recent feature in Britain and one which sees more voters tune into politics, the two leaders battled over how to tackle the cost of living crisis, growing waiting lists in the public health service, and reducing immigration. And NASA and Boeing are slated to make a third attempt on Wednesday at launching the Starliner spacecraft into low Earth orbit on its groundbreaking first crewed mission. The Starliner crew flight test carrying NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams is scheduled for liftoff at 10:52 a.m. EDT on Wednesday from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. After taking flight from ULA's base, Wilmore and Williams will head to the International Space Station to spend about a week aboard the microgravity laboratory. Crew scrubbed the first two Starliner launch attempts on May 6th and June 1st. The latter occurred with only 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the countdown. And cellular outages were observed in parts of the United States on Tuesday. The Federal Communication Commission of the country has said that it is investigating why consumers in multiple U.S. states are unable to make wireless calls. American multinational telecommunication company AT&T said in a statement there is a nationwide issue that is affecting the ability of customers to complete calls between carriers. The carriers are working as quickly as possible to diagnose and resolve the issue. And nearly 2 years after King Charles succeeded the late Queen Elizabeth as head of state, banknotes featuring the portrait of King Charles have entered circulation in Britain Wednesday onwards. Charles' image will appear on the new notes of 5, 10, 20 and 50 pounds issued by the Bank of England. Existing notes featuring Elizabeth will continue to circulate. Elizabeth was the first monarch to feature on British banknotes, in contrast to coins in England, which have carried images of kings and queens for more than 1,000 years. And updates now on weather front. Millions of people in the western and southern United States to bear summer heat wave starting Tuesday, as temperatures are expected to soar above 37.8 degrees Celsius across the region. Weather authorities predicted the heat wave affecting central and northern California to peak on Wednesday. Scorching heat to also affect Las Vegas. And southern Germany, close to the Austrian border, declared a state of emergency as an precaution measure to prevent damages in the town. Water levels in the Danube River have reached 10 meters following days of floods in the region. Heavy rainfall forced thousands to leave their homes, with the firefighting dying while trying to rescue trapped residents, and 2 more people found dead on Monday. And tornado devastated Tongaat town in South Africa. Region gets severely affected by twister-like storm. National Weather Service had issued a level 4 warning for heavy rain and possible flooding. The heavy gust ruptured homes and infrastructure of the region. Residents of Tongaat comes to grip with the scale of the destruction. The authorities have warned of more heavy rains in the coming days. And at least 17 people were killed after heavy rainfall created monsoon rains lashed Sri Lanka, causing landslides and flash floods. Authorities issued a major flood alert, 5 districts, as water levels in many rivers reached alarming levels. The government has approved a proposal to rebuild houses that were completely destroyed, the President's House Office announced. Schools in the island reopened on Tuesday, but in badly affected cities, such to remain shut until the situation improves. And now let's take a look at other stories making news around the world. WHO highlighted that environmental degradation such as air and water pollution directly contributes to a range of health issues, including respiratory diseases. The authorities also claimed that this could trigger abrupt and irreversible impacts which would endanger humanity and nature overall. Bolivian truck drivers blocked the Bolivia's El Alto highway, protesting dollar shortages and fuel scarcity, leaving hundreds of trucks stranded. Bolivia's driver sector announced a 48-hour road blockade demanding a consistently supply of diesel and a regular flow of dollars. Bolivia has suffered from a lack of dollar liquidity since the beginning of 2023. Main farming groups shunned Brussels' protest against EU green policies. Farmers drove hundreds of tractors into Brussels to protest against the European Union's environmental policies. Farmers protest across Europe on the denounced low food prices, excessive regulation and free trade deals they say leave them struggling to compete with cheap imports. The criminal trial of Hunter Biden kicked off on Monday in federal court in Delaware as President Joe Biden's son faces gun charges in a historic case that begins 4 days after Donald Trump became the first former U.S. president to be convicted. It is one of the 2 criminal cases he faces, with federal tax charges brought separately in California. The Animal Control and Public Works teams from Mont Bolivia, Texas, worked together to safely remove a 12-foot alligator from a roadside ditch. The enormous reptile, found alongside Eagle Drive, was hoisted using a grapple truck and placed in the back of a container truck. And still to come on DD India News Hour. Sensex Nifty opened on a positive note. Indian cricket team will kick off their T20 World Cup campaign against Minnows Island on Wednesday. And India celebrates the Festival of Democracy.
Voice of a rising aspirational world. Stories of challenges, struggles and accomplishment. A world battling conflict, hunger and poverty. Embracing growth, development, science and technology. A voice of progress, a voice of unity. Watch Voice of the Global South with me, Akshay Dongre, only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News. I'm Nipakshi Khurana, and on to some business news now. Benchmark indices Sensex and Nifty opened on Wednesday's session on a positive note. A day after the vote count gave the NDA a simple majority, the Sensex quoted at 72,749.26, up 670.21 points, or 0.93% higher in the opening session. And for more, we have a correspondent, Shama Mishra, joining us from Mumbai. Well, Shama, yesterday was the biggest single-day landslide downfall in the history of stock market so far. What is the situation now? How are the markets doing? We have a news that they've opened in green.
Well, Lepakshi, we spoke in the morning and we did say that there will be some cautious green trading that we are expecting, and likewise, markets are in green right now. However, we did see a lot of percentage fall in both Sensex and Nifty, and today we are seeing that Sensex is say about 500-600 points up currently, and even the Nifty is around 150-170 points up. So we understand that this is a cautious trading happening, and this is on the back of when Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday gave his speech and he gave an assurance sort of that NDA is forming a government for the third consecutive time, and he also laid down several plans for the reforms, for the upcoming reforms. So the markets only wanted that there should be continuity, that there should be stability, and that's what it started getting from yesterday's speech, because we did see in the morning that according to the trends and according to the final result, final numbers, the NDA led by BJP could not score those magical numbers which were shown in the exit polls. And on the back of exit polls, we all saw that markets had rallied. But yesterday we did see some major corrections. But now going forward, markets will be trading in green. But yeah, obviously this is going to be a cautious trading, because markets have come out of that euphoria where BJP was, getting that 300 plus number, and NDA was getting that 350 plus number. So they are out of the euphoria, and now the cautious trading is on currently.
All right. Also, what is the sentiment of the investor after yesterday's assurance of the Prime Minister, Shyama?
Well, Lepakshi, maybe the politics is not strong right now, but the Indian economic data is very strong, and that is what is pulling the investors, not just the Indian investors, but the foreign investors as well, closer towards India and India's growth story. So
all right, Shyama, thank you so much for that. All right, Shyama, thank you so much for that update. And moving on, to mark the World Environment Day, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi planted a sapling initiating Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, that is one tree in the name of Mother, campaign at the Buddha Jayanti Park in Delhi. It will be a one-of-its-kind mass movement to plant crores of trees across the country. Prime Minister there planting a sapling on the World Environment Day. To mark the World Environment Day, India's Prime Minister, up on your screens, planting a sapling initiating Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, that is one tree in the name of Mother. A campaign at the Buddha Jayanti Park in Delhi. It will be one of its kind mass movement to plant crores of trees across the country. Well, today is the World Environment Day, which is celebrated annually on the 5th of June to encourage awareness and action for the protection of the environment. And there you can see up in your screens, Prime Minister planting a sapling on the World Environment Day. Today is the World Environment Day, and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has planted a sapling initiating Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, that is one tree in the name of Mother. He's watering the sapling there and campaign at the Buddha Jayanti Park in Delhi. It will be one of its kind mass movement to plant crores of trees across the country. And you're watching DT India News. Our time now for some sports news. India will launch their T20 World Cup campaign against Ireland at the newly built Nassau County Cricket Stadium in New York. As the 2007 T20 champions, they aim for a strong start and to secure 2 points. Watch this special report by our correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya.
The Indian cricket team is all set to kick off their T20 World Cup campaign against Ireland. Both teams have played just one warm-up game each. India secured a convincing win over Bangladesh, while Ireland faced defeat at the hands of Sri Lanka. Rohit Sharma's Team India aims to start strong, while Ireland hopes to prove their mettle, having recently beaten Pakistan in a T20 international match.
You just have to play good cricket. As simple as that. We're not going to look into too much about what oppositions we are playing. It's for us, what is important is what we want to do as a team and do that well, whether it is batting, bowling and fielding.
Ireland has immersed itself in T20 actions over the past month in preparation for this competition.
For us, we don't need to spend mental energy on that, rather spend our mental energy on having clear plans, doing our preparation work and making sure that everyone's aware of how that could impact the game.
A key point of difference is India's bowling attack. If Jasprit Bumrah performs to his usual standards, Ireland's batter will face a tough challenge. Ireland, meanwhile, has been dealt a challenging opening fixture, but their recent win over Pakistan gives them hope. In the 7 India vs Ireland head-to-head meetings in T20 International, India holds a clear advantage, having won all the 7 fixtures against Ireland.
With a formidable lineup, India aims to start their T20 World Cup campaign on a high note, whereas Ireland will like to make the most of their chance against Men in Blue. With our person S. Jayashankar, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for GD India from New York.
All right, India will be strengthened by the return of Jasprit Bumrah, their leading bowler who missed the 2022 T20 World Cup due to injury. Since his comeback, Bumrah has proven his vital role in the team. Watch this report by our correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya from New York.
India will be bolstered by the triumphant return of Jasprit Bumrah, the spearhead of their bowling attack, who was sidelined during the previous edition of the T20 World Cup in 2022 due to injury. Since his comeback, Bumrah has reaffirmed his indispensable role in the team, showcasing his prowess with 20 wickets in 11 matches during the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023 held in India. His T20 form has been sensational as well, picking up 20 wickets in 13 matches for the Mumbai Indians in the Indian Premier League, despite the team struggling in the tournament. Bumrah's repertoire of skills knows no bounds. In United States, where India plays their group stage matches, his ability to vary his deliveries will prove instrumental. His lethal Yorkers, deceptive slower balls and amazing accuracy makes him a nightmare for batsmen. With Bumrah's back in action, India's bowling attack is stronger than ever, giving the Men in Blue an edge over their rivals. The stage is now set for a spectacular showdown. With camera person S. Jayashankar, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for GD India from United States.
All right, the stage is now set and has an inspiring comeback story. After suffering an injury in rugby, Ross Adair has made an incredible journey to earn a spot on Ireland's squad for the T20 Cricket World Cup in USA. As he prepares for the opening match against India, Ross is optimistic about Ireland's chances. Don't miss this exclusive interview with GD India correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya from New York.
Joining me is Ross Adair of Ireland Cricket. Sir, you are here. Big match, India, Ireland, the first match. All set for that?
Yes, we're ready to go. Very much looking forward to it. We know how good India are, and you know they're just off the back of the IPL, so they've had plenty of practice over the last 8 to 10 weeks. But we're looking forward to playing them in New York.
Just wanted to check with you. You you used to play rugby and then shifted to cricket. How did that whole transition happen?
Basically, it was a couple of hip surgeries just due to the attrition of rugby, and I came home, started enjoying cricket, and then it sort of got sort of blew up from there. I just started playing more cricket, enjoying it more, and then made my way through the representative stuff and into the Irish system.
Your brother may have a hand in that?
Yeah, well,
Mark used to play?
Yeah, Mark used to play a bit of rugby as well, but he decided to go down the cricket route a lot earlier than me. You know, I've taught him everything he knows in both rugby and cricket, so he's got a lot to thank me for.
Yeah, you've seen Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, both are, you know, veteran in cricket. Yeah. Do you believe that you know, they probably will be looking to make a swan song in this particular tournament?
I'm not sure. That they're obviously two quality players and have been for a long time, and we know what sort of force they bring to the game. So hopefully any swan song's not against us and they can do it somewhere else in the tournament.
Have you guys got any plan for tackling Indian batters and bowlers?
Yeah, I'm sure the bowlers do. I'm not a bowler, so I just let those guys worry about that.
What about your, you know, dealing with Bumrah? Have you thought about what to do? What exactly are you guys going to handle the spinners and the pacers?
Yeah, well, we obviously played India last year in Dublin and the year before that. So, you know, it's not like we're coming up against a new entity. Where we know what Bumrah does. We know what the rest of the guys do. So, we're probably as prepped and as ready as we'll ever be. So we're looking forward to it.
7-0 last, you know, 7-time India, Ireland won, played, India won 7 times. Yeah. You believe that it's time to change the equation?
Yeah, why not? What a stage to do it in the World Cup. It would be a perfect opportunity for us. I know all the guys are really excited and I'm well up for it, so you never know what can happen.
Much appreciate your time. So that was Rossiter saying that they would like to make most of the time, especially the 7-0 mark that India enjoys over Ireland, and change that in this particular T20 World Cup. With Person S. Jayashankar, this is Tapush Bhattacharya from New York.
All right, as India counts over 640 million votes in the world's largest election, people and supporters of parties celebrated the victory. Take a look. All right, people rejoicing after yesterday's victory. That's all for this edition of DD India News Hour. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.